Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So you may remember back in January I did a video where I unboxed and showed you guys my new agenda that I custom made with the brand personalplanner.com, and even though it's only June, I wanted to film my review of my personal planner because if you also remember from that video, I mentioned how it took a really long time for it to ship to me. I ordered it in like November and I didn't get it until the end of January. So I wanted to film this review now for you guys, so you guys have time. If you make the decision to order yourself one, you have time to go through the many options that they have available for the cover pages, the different weekly layouts, as well as the extra fun pages you can do in the back. I wanted to give you guys lots of time to play around on the website, add in anything you want, and then get it ordered with enough time for it to actually get to you before 2024 begins. I've made a pros and a cons list talking about all the things I wanted to say about this agenda. I've been using it really solidly for these first 6 months of the year. As you can see, I have filled up so much of it. I love writing tons and tons of stuff in it. I love doodling. I love stickers. I love doing all the things. So I've gotten a lot of use out of this. But what I think is also good is because I didn't order this agenda until November, I already had my 2023 agenda from the brand that I normally use. So not only have I been able to use this one, but I've been able to really see the differences between these two agendas and figure out what I really like in comparison. I made a pros and cons list. Let's go through it. So starting with the pros, the first thing I wanted to mention that I actually forgot in my first video is this website, personalplanner.com, doesn't just sell agendas. They sell tons of other stationery stuff. They sell washi tape, stickers, rulers that you can add into your agenda for to mark pages or mark your date. They sell desk calendars as well as wall calendars, just a ton of stationery stuff at a decent price. Like, they're not the cheapest thing on the market, but definitely not the most expensive on the market. I didn't buy anything from their stationery section, so I can't review how good that stuff is, but just to let you know that they do sell that kind of stuff. If you're looking for a website that sells that kind of stuff, they have so many fun options of all of these different things. So one thing I really liked about it is, first of all, just the easiness of designing your personal agenda on the website. It just makes it so easy. They show you all the different places to click and then show you all the different options you can do, and they lay it out very easy to follow and very easy to continue forward. But another thing I really liked about it is I really liked that if you make an account, you can save your progress of your agenda. So basically what I would just do as I was kind of making my decisions about my agenda, because this is going to sound crazy, but I started planning my new agenda in February, not with the intention of right away buying it, but just as I started using my agenda, I immediately found things I wanted to change. So I started designing the new agenda that I would potentially get in 2024 right away in February. And so basically what I would do is I made an account on the website and I would just save my progress to my cart. I would do what I wanted to do with it, and then whether or not it was done or how I wanted it exactly, I would just add that to my cart, and then it's in your cart. It's not going anywhere. When you log into your account, it's still there sitting in your account, but you can still edit it from your cart. So if you want to change something, you can very easily go to your cart, click on your agenda, and then I can't remember what it says, but there is an option to just right away edit from there, and you can edit anything. You can completely change the whole agenda if you really wanted to. I just liked that I could kind of get started on how I wanted things. Right away, I knew certain things that I wanted. I'll get into those later in this video. Right away, I figured out certain things I did want for my new agenda, or things that I had in my current agenda that I didn't want. And I really liked that I could go in and start making those changes and then save it And then if I wanted to make different changes or add things, I could go back into there and edit it. It's just a super easy website to follow. One thing I really like about these agendas is I really like the thickness of the pages. I don't usually write with pens. In both of my agendas, I really like using like Sharpie pens and markers in these because I really like using like colorful things. I like highlight a lot of things, and none of it ever transfers or goes through to the next page, which I really like. I think it's really good quality. One thing that I learned when I made my account and I started making my 2024 agenda is if you do make an account on the website, you can set up a list of birthdays as well as just like a random list of days that are significant in your life. You can have that set up on your account, and then you can add it as a feature that it'll add those dates into your agenda so that when you order future agendas, those dates are already added. So I am someone who forgets birthdays really bad. I know like my sister's birthday, my husband's birthday, my nieces and nephews' birthdays, and that's about it. I know my dad's birthday, but that's because it's the Netflix password. But other than that, I am really bad at remembering birthdays. And especially I have friends who live like far away, and I like to be able to send them like birthday cards, but by the time I remember their birthday has happened, it's too late. So the agenda itself already comes with some dates printed on them. So for example, here's October 31st. It says Halloween. I'm assuming if you add those dates in, it'll print like that. It'll say certain things. So I'm interested for when that new agenda eventually comes, how they'll be in there. As well as birthdays, I also added things like Amazon Prime renews. I added a date that like my Audible account renews, just so I'm not like shocked when, you know, that big charge comes out of my account. Or things like my dog is due for his vaccinations, or I need to renew his license, or I need to renew my driver registration, stuff like that. Like things that it's like a once a year kind of thing that you always forget about. I really like that you can add the option of having those in your account so that it gets printed in your agenda, just like a little reminder, like don't forget to renew the dog's license so that I don't get in trouble for not doing that. Along with dates, you can also add in an address list, which again comes in handy for me having friends who live far away that I don't like, I can't always like go and, you know, hand them a birthday card. I can have their address saved into my agenda so that when their birthday does come along, and I know that because I saw it in my agenda, I can check also the address book and write them a card and send it on its way. So I was telling my one friend about these agendas, and I was telling her how I added in mine this cleaning schedule. I added in a watch list because, you know, I love watching movies. And then I have like these lists in the back of my book. When I was telling her about this, she asked me, does it cost extra though to add these pages in? And no, it does not. So obviously the agendas come with like a weekly layout for the entire year. So after all your weekly layouts, you get a total of 48 custom pages that you can add in that are not extra. They are absolutely included with the price of the agenda. In this agenda in particular, I do have these monthly layouts. I don't know off the top of my head if these take away from those 48 pages, just because when I made this agenda, I kind of did it in a rush, so I don't remember exactly how many I had, but actually I can probably figure it out. If I'm counting correctly, I do believe that the monthly layouts do take away, because I have way less than 48 like pages in the back of my agenda for like the custom stuff. So there is an option for you to take out these monthly layouts. So just know that if you have the monthly layouts in, you will get less room for custom pages at the back of your agenda. If you want them removed, you get a total of 48 custom pages in your agenda that you can like play around with. You could have like 6 different things, 8 different things of like 1 page here, 2 pages there of certain things. It's all included in the price, which I think I messed up the price in my first video, but it is $42.99 US dollars for this agenda. So up to those 48 pages you add in, it's all included in that $42.99 price tag. And speaking of custom pages, I feel like they are adding new things all the time, because even though I made my 2023 agenda like rapid fire to get it ordered and have it, a lot of the things that I was seeing that are there now, I do not remember seeing those things when I ordered my first agenda. They now have fun things like coloring pages. When I first ordered my agenda, they had 2 different like book logs and only one kind of like movie or watch list log, and now they have a couple other ones you can choose from. They have tons of options for teachers. They have workout logs. They even have like a knitting / crochet log if you are a knitter or a crocheter. So I just think that's so cool, and there's just like so much stuff you can play with and add based on like what you do in your lifestyle. So my last pro for this agenda is their customer service. So I ordered my first agenda, my 2023 one, at the end of November. By the time I hadn't received it for like over a month, I was starting to get a little bit worried. So I was trying to be patient because I knew it was shipping from really far away, but you know, I also really wanted it, and it's an agenda, so I wanted it before January. So January had come, I still hadn't received it, so I was like, hey, you know what, I'm just gonna reach out, I'm gonna say something. So I emailed out to the customer service and I just kind of let them know I still hadn't received it, and they responded less than 12 hours later saying that they were very sorry that it had taken so long, and they were going to look into the shipping and see maybe where it was, and they told me to wait 1 more week, and if I still hadn't received it, to let them know they would reprint it and ship it out to me. At that point, I was coming up close to my trip to Disneyland, so I was like, hey, I'm just going to wait until I'm home from Disneyland, and if it still hasn't come by then, I will let them know. And so I really can't say how they were past that point, because I obviously got my agenda when I did get back from Disneyland, so I can't really say how things were past that point. But I will say I was very happy with their response time. I've had to email out to other companies and stuff, and I'm lucky if I hear back within like a week. So I was beyond happy to hear within like 12 hours that they had already responded to my email. Now we're gonna go to my cons of this agenda. So the first one being obviously the shipping time. I've mentioned that in my first video. I mentioned that a few times here. I ordered my 2023 agenda at the end of November 2022, and I mean, I knew it was coming from far away. I shouldn't have been surprised, but they sent me an email saying that it had shipped out December 6th, and I still did not receive it until the end of January, which again, I get it. It was shipping from far away. I really can't yell at them too hard about this because shipping was free, and shipping all the way from Sweden. I mean, it's not Amazon Prime. I really shouldn't have been surprised, and I tried to be as patient as I could. I just got really excited and I wanted it really, really badly, and obviously with like January starting, I was like, I want my new agenda. By the time it did come, I was very, very happy, and just to kind of solve that problem, from now on, I'll just order it super early. That's my new solution. My last con is just the cost of these. This agenda here is like $12, so not very expensive at all. But for me, as someone who loves my agenda, I love my planner, it is something that I bring with me pretty much everywhere. I kid you not, there was a day I accidentally left this at home and didn't have my agenda at work with me, and it was just like the weirdest feeling ever. I think I would be okay at work if I didn't have like my cell phone, because like I use my cell phone at work, but mostly for like listening to music and stuff. So I can listen to music other ways when I'm at work. It's just not as convenient as my phone. But not having my agenda on me was a huge deal. My sister is the type of person who has never used an agenda or anything like that, and she just like cannot wrap her mind around the concept of me using an agenda, and she's like, I just don't understand how, like, what you write in there, what you use it for, all this stuff. But I've been using agendas for over 10 years now. I just can't imagine not having one. For someone like me, the cost is expensive, but it's worth it. If you're someone like my sister who doesn't necessarily need an agenda or isn't like that big into this kind of stuff, then like this one is totally fine to grab. It still gives you like lots of space to write tons of stuff per week. If you're someone like my sister and you don't necessarily need all the bells and whistles when it comes to agendas and planning, I would not spend the money on something like this. But if you are someone like me who needs to plan every moment of every single day and loves just like writing movies that you've watched, quotes that you watch, every little detail about your day, I think this is a great option for you. So clearly, if you couldn't tell by the difference in size of my pros and my cons list, obviously I absolutely love my personal planner agenda. And I have already ordered my 2024 one. I tried really hard to not say, oh, and for my next agenda, I did this. I tried really hard not to say that, but I think it was pretty darn obvious that I have already made my 2024 agenda. And yeah, I've already ordered it. Like I said, I already started designing it back in February, which is just like so sad. But I was just so excited. And as I mentioned, it was super easy to go in and make edits as I needed them. And like I said, I right away figured out some things that I did and didn't want for my next 2024 agenda. At one point, I decided I wanted some sort of budgeting thing in my agenda. So I went in to my account, I went to my agenda, I clicked edit, and I went to my custom pages, and they had, I think, like 3 or 4 options for like a budget type of a page. And I looked through each one. I picked the one that like best suited my needs and what I wanted, and I added that into my custom pages. I don't have it with me yet, obviously, because I just ordered it this week, but I did want to film this video and get it out as soon as possible. So kind of if you maybe saw my first video back in January and you were like, oh, that looks interesting, I wonder maybe how she feels about it and if it's worth it. I wanted to get my kind of little review of this agenda out right away so that you guys have time now to go into the website yourself and play around, design, look at each different custom page that they offer and make a decision on what you want, but still have time to get it ordered on time so you have it for 2024. But don't worry, once it does arrive, I will still open it up and show you guys everything that I designed for it. I'll tell you guys what I got new for my 2024 agenda, as well as kind of like what I changed with that agenda. So just to make it a little bit clearer, when you do your custom pages, it always gives you an option of 2 pages. And so that is page 1 and page 2. So even though like some people may be like, oh, well, this is 1 page because it's, you see it all. They always display it as 2 pages just to make that clear. So my first agenda I had ordered, I had 6 pages of cleaning schedule. So I had 1, 2, 3, 4, and then another 5, 6. But what I realized is at the top here, they have week of, and then you put in the number, and 4 pages is perfect for 52 weeks. I actually ended up ripping out my other 2 pages of the cleaning schedule because I didn't need them. So I just wanted to make you aware of that. If you want to put in a cleaning schedule, all you need is 4 pages for 52 weeks. Another thing I added to my 2024 agenda is I added so many different new custom pages. As I said, I made this agenda kind of in a haste, so I very quickly just added in some blank pages, which as you can see have done nothing except I added some stickers. This page I added as kind of like figuring out how I wanted to plan my 2024 agenda because I'm that big of a geek. I have lists, and then I have my watch list, and then I have my cleaning schedule. I just really made this in a haste to get it ordered, and actually like taking the time and going through all their different options. They have tons of stuff so you can choose from. So I really like took my time with my 2024 agenda and picked out exactly what I wanted. So as I mentioned, I added in some pages for like budgeting. I added in coloring pages, which I'm super excited about. And as mentioned, also in my pros list, I also made a list of all of my friends' birthdays. I made a list of different addresses and stuff so I can have those in my agenda for when I need them. Also, it's nice that it just like saves to your account so you don't have to like add a whole new like list of birthdays every single agenda you make. There's literally just like one little tab that you click yes or no. It's like, do you want to add your birthday lists? Do you want to add in your, for me it was my renewal lists and stuff, and you just click yes, and it takes them from your account and adds them in. So you don't need to go every single year and be like, oh yes, and I want to add in mom's birthday on September whatever, and I want to add in dad's birthday on June whatever. It just takes them from your account and adds them into your agenda right away. I know I mentioned that they have these monthly layouts. I don't know if I exactly mentioned, I did choose the option to remove these from my next agenda, mostly because I just do nothing with them. As you can see from this page, there's just stickers on it. This one I wrote Star Wars month because it's the month of May. And then June I just like colored all over because I really just have like, I don't use these pages much for anything. I just use them for whatever, and that was stickers and coloring and stuff like that. Like nothing really productive. Not that much of this is productive. I just had nothing on here that was really like making me excited about anything. So I liked the fact that they have an option that you can remove these monthly layouts. I don't use them, I don't need them, and it just, like I said, gave me some extra custom pages I could use. So like I said, as of a few days ago, I ordered my 2024 agenda, and even though I'm very excited for it to come in, I'm not as like nervous anymore about it getting here on time, because I'm giving it like 6 months to arrive. I have tons of time to wait for it. I'm not stressed or anything. I'm excited for when it comes. I will definitely show it off to you guys when it does arrive. And as much as I have absolutely loved my Peter Popper agendas since 2011 when I started using these, I know for a fact this one right here is my very last Peter Popper agenda. I'm still trying to use it. I'm such a nerd. I always feel bad not using this agenda, and like I always want to make sure I'm still using this one even though I have this other one. This is the very last Peter Popper agenda that I will purchase, and once it is done I will add it to my stack there on the shelf, which is actually perfect because I think I only have room for like maybe one more of these. And I'm actually excited next year to only have one agenda. I've been carrying around two for a long time now. I really can't say enough good things about this. I'm sure there are other custom agenda companies out there that do maybe different things, maybe more things. I'm very happy with this agenda. I think it's fantastic. I really like it. I love all the options that they give you to play with and try out. I think the quality is amazing. I'm very happy with it. And that's gonna be it. So that is my little bit of a review of this agenda. I love it. I cannot say enough good things about it. I literally brought this to my sister's house when it arrived just to show it to her and show her all the things I added into it. And I'll probably do the same thing with my new one. I was actually just saying to Sam the other day, I was like, guess what I did? I ordered my 2024 agenda. It's just like being a supportive husband and like, oh, good. It's just something I love. I'm so excited about my new one. I highly recommend these if you are looking for a more personalized agenda than just kind of what's available in stores and stuff. So that's gonna be it for now. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you liked it. I hope I inspired you to maybe try out this agenda company. I'm really happy with them. I think they are fantastic. Thank you so much for watching. I post new videos every single Friday and I'd love to have you here. Thanks for watching. I'll talk to you later. Bye everybody.